What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Auto Garage. Today we're going to be making a custom heat shield for the Miata. So right now the headers right here, they're already heat wrapped, but the air filter, the air intake for the engine is right next to it. So we're going to be putting this little metal plate right here to divide them. We're going to prop it against this, because engines, the colder and denser the air, the better they perform. I've already used my angle grinder to cut this little indentation right here that was needed, and I'm currently in the process of drilling out the holes that will be on either side of this little brace, and that little cut allows it to sink in to this right here. So it's going to fit nicely in there. Should be snug, shouldn't move a lot. And it'll also be grinding away this top part so it looks a little bit better in the interior. This engine bay isn't obviously, my goal is to obviously not make it look great, but if I can do a small little minor thing to make it look a little bit better, I'll do it. And this should hopefully give us a few more horsepower, not really what I'm going for. I just don't want this engine to be sucking in hot air all the time. So let's get into it. So I've been increasing the drill bit size here to make it so this clamp that we're going to use to hold the metal against the little rod there, we need to make it big enough for this to fit through. So we've been increasing drill bit sizes, and I've just been using paint cans to hold this metal down on this little desk right here. It's been working fine. It hasn't been moving hardly at all because I'm too poor to afford a clamp, but this works well. And I'm just using a standard drill, by the way. And this angle grinder, I got it on Amazon for about 28 bucks. And then I just had to buy these custom cutting wheels for like $3.50 each, I believe. So they're super cheap, super economic. And this plate of metal I just got for about $6 at Lowe's. So let's make this hole a little bit bigger. And of course, whenever you're cutting, make sure to use eye protection. Let's move up to the next drill bit size. And let's see if our clamp fits in yet. Not quite. So we're gonna have to go up one more drill bit. Loosen it a little bit. Alright. Now, let's see if our clamp fits. Fits in this side, and it fits in this side. Perfect. I flipped our little heat shield 180 degrees, and so this is the bottom and this is the top. We're just gonna be cutting along this line right there. So it looks to be nice and curved in the engine. Again, I'm obviously not going for a show car. This is supposed to be an autocross and backroads kind of car. So I'm not trying to make it look good, but I do want it to be functional. And the hood needs to be able to close. So we need to round it off a little bit, just because with its square nature, it hits just a little bit. So let's get cutting. So again, far from perfect, but I'm not going for that. I still have all this to do. It's my first time ever using an angle grinder. Again, I just bought this a few days ago. Not just for this, because I know I'll need it more, but it definitely is serving its purpose. I don't think that's so bad. It's all right. It is what it is. And I'm only getting better. This is practice, my first time. When I made this first initial little notch right here, that was easy. I just cut up there, super simple, and then I just folded that in, and I'll probably cut that off in a minute. But for now, let's finish this line. And you can probably still see right here that I didn't cut exactly on it. I don't need to be exactly on the line because I was pretty liberal with my measurements. I put it in a lot more than it needed to be. But this right here, I believe, needs to be absolutely cut to the line. So let's get to it. Well, we previously had up to here cut, and well, I started off a little bit rough, but the rest of it, I must say, not too shabby. We'll get this little corner nicked off, and then I'll do some grinding to try to just make it a little more flush. I don't want any jagged metal in the engine bay. So we'll do that. It definitely gets on your forearm a good amount. Kind of hurts a little bit, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought this would be a little bit harder than it was. Now, if I was filling in like a customer's order and everything had to be straight and everything, I can absolutely understand how that would be hard and how you would definitely want to go to a school for this or learn from somebody who knows what they're doing. But learning yourself, you can absolutely do it. It's not incredibly hard. So let's get this corner cut off and grind down a little bit. Now that we have our top roughly cut, and yeah, I know I'm gonna get comments, it's pretty crummy, but it's not supposed to look great, it's just supposed to be functional. Now I'm just gonna sand it a little bit with some, what is this, 80 grit, just because, again, I don't want sharp edges in my engine bay. I don't want anybody, or myself, cutting my hands who's working on it. And for now, I'm just gonna leave it this color. I may take it out in the future. It's just going to be clamped in with one or two of these, so it should be relatively easy to remove. And I'll probably paint it black, but we'll see. Again, not too worried about it. And the main reason I would take it out would probably be to put some heat reflective tape or some insulation on this. So let's sand it a little bit, and then we'll throw it in the car. Alright guys, just sanded it down. Just gonna wipe it off real quick. And I think it's ready to be put in the car. It will be going in like this. So we're just gonna kind of slide it in here, past the air intake. And no, this isn't a cold air intake, it's just an aftermarket filter. But this should hopefully make the air going in a little bit colder. So that little notch at the bottom, hold on, let me turn the flashlight on. Alright, so that little notch at the bottom is gonna fit between that screw and this. I need 2 hands for this, hang on. Alright, I ended up needing 2 hands to get it all the way down in there. So now, as you can see, we have our really hot headers, which are heat wrapped, but that doesn't do a whole lot. So we have our headers, and then this, we're gonna put that little clamp right through those holes to brace it to this so it's more stiff. It's already not going anywhere, but you know, some more stiffness won't hurt. And I guess this, at its current state, would be considered a projectile, which would be a no-go on the autocross. So our brake fluid should be a few degrees colder, hopefully. Our intake should be a few degrees colder. And I might make some of this because it's a little bit loose, so I have some metal to work with, so I might fab something up to make this more sturdy. And now let's just put the O-ring on and see what it looks like. So I also noticed while I was putting it in, the throttle body linkage cable that runs down here was rubbing. So, and when things rub against other things, especially hoses and wires, it's really bad. So I just cut out a little triangle right there, and it now has room to move pretty freely. And if this adjusts at all, it'll be free to move and not rub or damage anything. And now it's all in the engine bay. The little ring where we drilled those holes goes all the way around, holding it in place. And I mean, it's gonna wiggle. Obviously, it's sheet metal, but I mean, it's in there. So hopefully, the hot air and the cold air are segregated now, and the Miata will hopefully appreciate that. Super simple. Probably about, if you already had your own tools, all you need really is the metal and the ring, the clamp. So I'd say this entire mod costs about $8-9, and if you can find a sheet of metal somewhere for free, I mean, it's basically a free modification. This isn't considered a cold air intake, obviously, but the air hopefully will be colder. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this is my first time ever cutting metal, doing, I guess, fabrication, so I had fun. It was cool. I can't wait to do something like this again. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, please subscribe, and have a good day.